morning. This is Kasturi Day. Today I'm again continuing with the question answer series of the reproduction in plants. Okay, according to ICSE syllabus class 8. So I'm continuing with the answer in question in detail. That is the long questions. So let me start with what is sexual reproduction and what are its advantages. Sexual reproduction is a common method of reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, in which a male gamete fuses from the pollen fuses with the female gamete, that is the egg cell, inside the ovary of the pistil to form seed which germinate to grow into new plants. Okay, advantages are it produces genetic variation in the offspring. The species can adapt to new environments due to variation, which gives them a survival advantage. It can survive along. Okay, so it can adapt to the new environments as there is variation in the progeny. Then a disease is less likely to affect all the individuals in a population. Then let us come to the seventh number of question. Then list the different types of asexual reproduction in plants, giving one example of each. So in asexual reproduction, there are certain types like binary fission, multiple fission, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation and vegetative propagation. 5 methods of asexual reproduction. Okay. So first we come to binary fission or multiple fission. It's a simple binary fission. It is a simple method of unicellular organism in which 2 small daughter cells of roughly equal size and each of which grows into an adult individual and divides again. That is, an unicellular organism simply divides into 2 daughter cells, generally of equal size. Roughly of equal size, and they each develop into an adult individual, and which again divides. An example, bacteria and Euglena. Second is multiple fission. Multiple fission is during unfavorable condition a cyst develop around the parent organism, in which the cell starts dividing repeatedly to form the daughter cells along with its nucleus, and when the favorable condition returns, the cyst breaks, releasing all the daughter cells. Okay. Example is Chlorella, Chlamydomonas. Next we come to budding. Some organisms that develop small bulb-like outgrowths, that is bud, on their body, which develops into new organism, and finally they get detached from the parent to lead an independent life. That is yeast example. Then fragmentation. In this, a body of an organism breaks up into 2 or more parts or fragments, each of which give rise to new individual, grows to new individual. Okay, so example is Pyrogyra. Then we come to spore formation. Here some plants develop spores, that is tiny spherical unicellular. What are spores? That is tiny spherical unicellular bodies which are protected by a thick wall. This type of substance, some plants, these produces this type of structures in their body. Develop inside the spore sacs, okay, which during favorable conditions only. It's not during unfavorable condition, but during favorable conditions only they grow like this and develop into new plants on being released from the spore sac. When these spores are released from the spore sacs, they develop into new plants, okay, like Rhizopus. Even in Pteridophyta, what happens? These spores are available, are grown on the underside of the leaf. Okay, and they start growing after they fall from they are released from the spore sac. They grow into new plant. Then vegetative propagation. Some flowering plants, they give rise to new plant from the vegetative parts, not from the reproductive parts, but from the vegetative parts, that is root, stem or leaves, like onion. Okay. Next we come to describe the different types of pollination. Okay. So pollination are of 2 types, that is natural and artificial, and natural pollination are of also again of 2 types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. Now we come to self-pollination. It is a transfer of pollen grains from the anthers to the stigma of the same flower or same flower or another flower of the same plant. Is generally there is no external agent is required, and pollen grains are generally produced in small numbers as there is no wastage of the pollen grains. and the flowers need not to be very attractive. Okay, so examples are pea, wheat, rice, etc. Again, in cross-pollination, it's a process of transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower of the same species. Here, but external agents are required, like wind, water, insects, birds, or animals are required. And the pollen grains are always produced in large quantities, as a lot of pollen grains are wasted. And flowers need to be attractive, and they produce a lot of nectar, so that they can attract the insects and other animals for their pollination. Example are mango, apple, sugarcane, etc. Okay. And next we come to artificial pollination. It's a process, it's a technique used to improve the quality of crops or to produce a new variety with certain required characteristics. Okay, certain required characteristics. This pollination is done, and that is done by humans. Artificially it is done. Okay, now next question is, explain the process of hybridization. Hybridization is a type of, is an artificial pollination. Okay, in this, the stamens of the bisexual flower are removed before the anthers mature. Second step is, this flower with the gynoecium intact, the gynoecium is covered with a paper or muslin bag so that natural pollination does not occur. And in the third step is, when the stigma of the flower matures, the pollen grains from the anther, from the selected parent, okay, from the selected parent, they are deposited on the stigma. Okay, and the seeds produced after artificial pollination, they give rise to new hybrid variety, which is generally better than the parent plant. And in fifth step is, they are high yielding, better quality, and disease resistant. In this process, first what happens? First, the male and the female plant, the flowers are selected of the the desired qualities of these male and female plants are selected. Okay, female flowers are selected, which has to be taken. And after that, this process continues, that the stamen of the bisexual flowers are removed. Then the gynoecium is covered with this paper muslin bag. Natural pollination does not occur. And then the stigma, when it is matured, the anther of the selected plant, that is deposited on the stigma, so that pollination takes place, and then fertilization occurred, and a high yielding variety of a disease resistant variety is produced by this process. Okay, so this is the end of this chapter. If you have any doubt regarding this chapter, you can obviously write in the comment box or in my email ID. If you like the video, press the like button, and you can also give the suggestions to improve my videos, so that I can produce you some more interesting videos for you, and that can help you a lot. And if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please to subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.